Hey there everyone! France is known for its fabulous food, its amazing wine, it is the epicenter of fashion. I almost wish I had picked up a bit more tips in that one since living here. But France is also a really innovative country, and I don't think that they get enough credit for it. So today, while millions of people are in quarantine, social distancing, staying home, maybe hanging out with the kids on Netflix, scouring YouTube for something to watch, I figured it was a perfect timing to make a little trivia quiz to test your French knowledge. So here's how it works. I put together a list of 10 very impressive French inventions, most of which we use on a regular basis. I'll spend 20 seconds with some hints and some clues so that you can try and guess the invention on your side before I actually give the big reveal. And stick with me until the end because number 10 has a little twist for you guys. And of course, let me know in the comments below how you did, how many you knew, if you think there were any inventions I should have added. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can do it right now if you haven't done it already. All right, c'est parti. Good luck. So this one was invented in 1816, and it's pretty relevant to the health situation that's going on right now with the COVID-19 virus. This tool has saved millions of lives since its existence. It was invented by an inventor named René Laennec. I will try pronouncing all of these inventors' names right, but I might be butchering them. Some argue today that it should be replaced with a more high-tech tool, but it's still the most popular non-invasive tool in a doctor's kit. It's the stethoscope! Who doesn't remember visiting the doctor and getting their heart listened to? This little disc-shaped resonator helps amplify all the internal sounds going on with your body so that doctors are able to diagnose problems. Bravo, France! You don't just have affordable healthcare for all, but you also have some pretty impressive medical inventions. This next one is another invention from the 1800s, but it's more in 1828. So it was invented by a French mathematician. And 2 centuries later, you can now find one of these in almost every classroom throughout the world. It helps shave away certain pieces of a tool that students use to learn and write every day. The pencil sharpener! If you guessed the pencil sharpener, you are correct. The coolest fact about this one is the man who invented it in the 1820s, Bernard Lassimone, he actually didn't invent the design that we know and love today. There was another Frenchman in the 1840s who actually took his design and tweaked it a little bit, and that's kind of what we know as the pencil sharpener today. So not just one impressive Frenchman in this one, but 2. In 1888, exactly 100 years before I was born, fun trivia fact about me, a man named Alexandre Godefroy invented a device that over 79% of all women on Earth use today. He was actually a hairdresser, and when Alexandre invented this device, it was so heavy it really wasn't able to be moved. But today, and starting from the 1920s, this device became handheld and is used by most women on a daily basis. If you guessed the hairdryer, bravo. I think the fact that he's a hairdresser might have kind of given it away, but France is known for having pretty amazing stylists. I don't know what you guys think about my own cut. Nothing fancy to it, but it is done by a French person. So maybe it's not too surprising with having such amazing stylists that they also come up with pretty awesome inventions for hair, but there you go. Are a little fuzzy with this one, but somewhere in the early to mid 1800s, a man named Nicéphore Niepce used natural asphalt to become a pioneer in his field. We can thank him for things like the selfie, Instagram, all those fun Polaroids you take, because this guy was really paving the way and pioneering in his field. He was the first person to capture a photograph, ding, 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 guessed photograph, you are a winner. So he didn't invent photography as we really know it today, but he was the very first person to capture a photograph in 1822. It was later destroyed, but in the later 1820s, like 1826 or 1827, he actually produced the very first nature photograph that still exists today. It's called View from the Window at Le Gras, and fun fact, it took him 8 hours to take the photo. This office tool is $1 million industry. You can find it in every single school and in every single company anywhere. It was first invented for King Louis XV in the 18th century. But as paper became a household item in the 19th century, they needed a more efficient version of this tool. And so a British man actually patented and made the tool that we really know today, but it was inspired off of this French tool that was made for King Louis XV. So can you guys guess what this tool was? If used with paper improperly, it can almost be dangerous for the person using it. I'll give you a visual clue. It's a stapler! And fun fact about this one is King Louis XV, every single staple he used had his royal seal on it. Talk about personalization. I almost don't want to give you guys 20 seconds of clues for this one because I think it'll be too easy, but we'll see what you think. These two Frenchmen created an industry that was worth $136 billion in 2018. They came up with their idea in the late 1800s, and on March 22nd, 1895, these two men tested their idea in Paris for 200 people. It only lasted 1 minute long, but there was a very influential man in the audience. His name was Léon Gaumont. Can you guess which two French men or French brothers I'm talking about? Cinema! If you've ever gone to the movies in France, then you might know the Gaumont movie theater, so that might have been the clue that gave it away. But actually, it's the Lumiere brothers, Auguste and Louis, who are really credited for creating the very first cinematic experience and therefore inspiring a billion-dollar industry less than 100 years later. All right, guys, only 3 left. I'm pretty curious about how you're doing. Another health-related one, the French doctor Charles-Marie de la Condamine discovered a medication that treats an infection that actually infects over 500 million people a year and kills millions. He discovered the treatment in the 1700s, but it wasn't until 83 years later that this treatment became mass-produced by another Frenchman. And today, the World Health Organization includes this medicine on its list of most essential medicines in the world. It's a malaria-fighting medication. Bravo, France. Honestly, I think any inventions in the healthcare industry are pretty big ones, so if you got that one right, give yourself 2 points. Due to low funds and a lack of supplies for the army in the 1860s, Emperor Napoleon III offered a cash prize, this already sounds very modern, for somebody who could rise to this challenge. A man named Hippolyte Mege was the one who invented something that today the average American eats more than 8 pounds of this in a year. Do you know what he invented for the army? It's margarine. Butter was actually too expensive for the army and especially for the lower class. So Napoleon asked someone to come up with a different type of spread similar to butter, but that cost less. So Hippolyte invented margarine out of beef tallow, and the rest is history. For all you thrill seekers out there, I recently went skydiving and loved it. This invention will speak to you. Both an American and a Frenchman in the early 1900s tried to make this invention and were unsuccessful. The Frenchman actually died when he tried to use what he had created and jumped off the Eiffel Tower. It wasn't until the 1990s that Patrick de Jaillardon patented this thrill seeker's dream. What was the invention? It's a wingsuit. Have you guys ever seen the wingsuit? It's where you're able to put on an actual suit that's got fabric in between your arms and your legs, and you can jump out of an airplane, for example, and free fall. At some point, you do need to open up a parachute in order to land, but apparently it's like the best free fall you can possibly have. So number 10, I told you is going to be a little bit different. I think this one is the trickiest one. So I decided that I'm not going to give you the answer in the video, but you'll have to leave your answer in the comments and I will respond and let you know if you got it right. This was invented in the 1700s, and it was actually the French National Assembly that asked someone to solve this challenge. And it wasn't just one person, it was multiple top French mathematicians that came together. The final product, so to say, was named after a Greek word. What they came up with is now used by every single country in the world, but the United States of America, because we're crazy. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was definitely a little bit different than what I normally do, but absolutely let me know what you thought in the comments below. Leave your answer for number 10. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody thinks. Try not to cheat and look on the internet first. Good luck during quarantine. Everybody stay safe, wash your hands, stay away from everyone. And please, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done it. All right, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bisous.